Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining this webinar. I'm Arun Krishnan. I'm the CMO at Coniflex. And with me, I have Dan Egan. He's the director of our self-serve ad lead sign-up platform.
Good evening, everyone.
So today, I just want to spend about 15 minutes taking you through some mobile market dynamics in India and the challenges and opportunities for mobile advertisers. And then Dan will show you a demo of the platform. And if you have any questions, be sure to post them in the chat box, and we'll get back to you immediately after the session, or if time runs out, we'll email you the answers. So thank you once again, and let's get started. So the first thing, which is not surprising, is that this is happening globally. The Indian smartphone market is set to explode in 2012. In 2011, we had close to about 10 million shipments. That number is going to double this year. And that's consistent with the trend that we are seeing worldwide. In the latest JP Morgan analyst report, it said that last year the number of smartphone shipments exceeded the number of feature phone shipments. And this year the number of smartphone shipments will even exceed that of computers and laptops. So it's really important that you advertise on mobile, because if you miss mobile, you're missing a big part of your digital reach. The Indian smartphone market, there are many players, and what's unique is that Android is the dominant player in the Indian smartphone market. So, Samsung is one of the world's largest smartphone providers and making rapid strides in India. So we have Android occupying over 50% of the market share. So what this tells us is that any mobile advertising partner that you choose to work with should have a reasonable market penetration on Android devices. Now, how are smartphones different than apps? So Chris Anderson wrote this great article in Wired magazine. He said, the internet as we know it is dead, because now people aren't so much visiting a browser and surfing for content. Now they're getting content pushed to them via apps. And if you see this IDC report, it clearly shows that most people spend time on apps. In fact, the time spent on apps is close to that on text messaging, and much more than even voice. So that's the trick, that on the smartphone platform, you can't just use your online banner ads or whatever. You have to advertise within apps, because on smartphones, that's how people are accessing content. And the trend definitely holds true in India too. This worldwide trend we see on smartphones, a majority of the time and majority of people are spending their time on apps, gaming, entertainment, internet, music, stuff like that. And this gets us to what mobile advertising app models work. Now, the tragedy was that when apps started and mobile app advertising models came on, a large percentage of the advertising was just taken from the online world, which is a banner and a click, But what happens within apps, and I'm sure you've experienced this, you're playing Angry Birds or some other game, and you go to click on a egg or a bird or something, and by mistake you tap on a banner, and the next thing you know is you're outside the app and you're inside the browser. And when Steve Jobs launched iAds, he specifically made reference to this, is that when you click on a banner ad, it yanks you out of the app. So we've trained ourselves to avoid clicking on those ads. So while clicks make for a great user experience online, they are a big part of search advertising on search engines like Google and Bing. Unfortunately, they don't translate so well to mobile. And this was validated in a 2011 Harris Interactive study that said that almost half of smartphone owners state they click on mobile app ads by mistake. Now imagine if you are an advertiser and you're advertising mobile and you're paying for clicks, nearly 50% of your budget you're going to throw away on wasted clicks. So I think the big learning here is that while advertising in mobile apps, you should not choose cost per click model. And this is where this new platform comes in. It launched in March and it's in beta, but it's gotten tremendous traction, and businesses of all kinds are using it, including India. India is in fact our second largest market after America. So it's a self-serve mobile sign-up ad platform. What that means is that a sign-up is someone signs up to hear for your ad. So if you're a business, you're running an ad, someone signs up with their first name, email address, last name, phone number, whatever information you want to collect, and say, hey business, tell me more, give me a discount, I want to buy a product, or tell me where your store is, I'll come and buy a product, or show me your website, I'll visit a page on the website. But the point is it's not click-based. It's they're giving you their information in a 100% opt-in way. It runs on Android, iPad, and iPhone. And while the iPhone penetration is not meaningful in India, we saw that Android accounts for a large portion of the market. And among the tablets, iPad's just killing it. So you can have very meaningful mobile reach with AdLeads. And the third thing is that it's 100% ROI. So suppose you run an ad on the AdLeads platform and somebody looks at it, or somebody taps on it, but they don't fill in their information. So that's free branding for you. You don't pay. So you only pay for signups. And how much do you pay for signups? It really depends on your offer. It depends on what cost you want to pay. You can set the cost. The system sets it. It depends on a bunch of factors. But the important thing to note that in most cases, a cost of a sign-up is far less than the cost of a click on a search engine. So imagine if you're running a search mobile campaign and you're paying for all these accidental clicks and you don't even know who's clicking on your ad. But with AdLeads, you're only paying when somebody actually signs up, and our system validates the email and the name, make sure it's proper. We scrub out duplicates, so if a person signs up twice, you only get charged once. So this whole system is geared to provide accountability and ROI in mobile advertising. Now, how do these ads look? So there are two kinds of ads, and once you set up your creative in the AdLeads system, which Dan will show you later, both kinds of ads show automatically. So the first one is a single offer ad, and this typically launches when the app is launched, or when a song's being downloaded, or between two news articles, at a very non-disruptive point in the user experience. So the first one's for a restaurant called Nita Nita, and what they wanted to do was just build an email list of people so that they could email them with specific discounts and join our Facebook group, give your favorite recipe, and they have a great Facebook page. So that's an example of a single offer ad. And the second one, we have over 350 account signups in India, and we just wanted to show you how the Indian, some Indian clients that we are working with. So in this case, your ad would be one among three. The user would opt in by just tapping on that little box, and they would choose which brand they want to hear for. It's a very high intent because the user is not tapping by mistake or anything. They're actually selecting an ad and they're hitting continue, proceed with my sign up. And if you look at the image on the left, you'll see the no thanks button is as big as the continue button. So there's zero chance that somebody is going to do this accidentally. So every sign up you get is from a user who really wants to hear from you. Now, where do these ads come? So they come on a variety of iOS and Android apps. These include Pandora, Where's My Droid, Mr. Giggles, and a bunch of iFishing on the iPhone. So it's a bunch of different iOS and Android apps. Most of the ads come on Android, which fits in very meaningfully with the Indian market as it stands now. The ads are automatically formatted for a tablet and a phone. So our system is smart sensing. It will automatically detect if the user is on an iPad or an iPhone, and it will show the ad accordingly. But all you have to do is set up the ad once. The system takes care of the rest. So what are some people saying? So these are actual testimonials from clients, and if you just Google AdLeads, Phoneiflex AdLeads, you can find a bunch, AdLeads, you can find a bunch of different testimonials. In the US, the Obama campaign is currently running with us, and they're doing a bunch of advertising with Adlead. But similarly, so are many smaller businesses. One Click Ventures has e-commerce sites like readingglassshopper.com. They made their money back in 2 days. And the Nita. I mean, there are tons and tons of businesses. We just got this great business going live from India recently, off the beaten road or track, but it sends you travel deals to all these great travel destinations in India that you would normally not know of. So people are happy, and I think the number one thing we are hearing from customers, the reason they like this, is they are not spending money on wasted clicks. They are actually getting something for every rupee they spend. So now Dan will just take you through a quick demo of the system, and you can see in real time how this would work for your business. And if you have any questions, as I said, just type them in the chat box. We'll get to them at the end of the session.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the call. Here in New York, we are just approaching 7 a.m., so not only do I appreciate you guys getting on the call, but also your interest in Adlead. So what I'm going to do is quickly pull up a web browser to show you a live demo of how our self-serve platform works. So many of you, I'm assuming, are familiar with the daily deal space. So a very concentrated market with advertisers at one end of the spectrum, major ones like a Groupon or Living Social, to even small ones bootstrapped out of their mom and dad's basement like a Coupon Tree. We've run campaigns with both types of advertisers, and for this example, we'll use the daily deals case just as a starting point where everybody can understand where this is coming from and how this is working. So I actually have a daily deal site in the United States, but I have a problem. I'm looking to expand into other countries. And so one of the countries I'm looking to expand in, considering that my Android market users are much more higher than that of my iPhone or iOS users, I decided to start penetrating the Indian market mainly because of the high usage of Android devices. So I went to Adlead and I decided to create an Indian-based campaign for my daily deal site. So once you log on to your Adlead's dashboard, the first screen you're going to see is right here, the actual dashboard. So very simple, as Arun had explained before, we've developed a platform analogous to Google AdWords. Instead of paying for the anonymity of a click to a website, which is very difficult, almost impossible to remarket to, we're delivering actual people, sign-ups, individuals who have raised their hand and said, you know what, I am interested in signing up with Dan's Daily Deals. Here's my information. Feel free to contact me. And I'll give you a great example of how that is all going to look as soon as we start setting up the campaign through this Adlead campaign creator. So the campaign name is simply what it's going to be called within the system. So it's not going to make or break the campaign, not something that's going to be pulled within the actual ad copy. So my campaign name, simply going to call it Dan's Daily Deals. Total campaign budget. Beauty of our system, the self-serve platform, is it's up to you what you would like to spend. The minimum, of course, is $100. So if you would like to start at the bare minimum, you could certainly do so. So we'll put in $100 in the total campaign budget. And I currently have campaigns running all over the United States, but like I said, I really need to increase my exposure and gain more subscribers in India. So what Adlead gives me the power to do is geo-target my mobile sign-up ad campaign specifically to the country of India. This is a feature that very few, if any, or probably maybe 1, 2, actually offer something similar to this. We like to consider ourselves at the forefront of what we are offering, but like with anything as cool as what we are offering here with Adleads, you will certainly have, you know, the people to follow with a similar type program. So the next selection you're going to be making is what your offer type is. And so because I am a daily deals type website, I'm offering deals to be sent out to my subscriber database every single day. So the main goal is to generate subscriptions for my deals, discounts, and newsletters. So I'm going to select the newsletter portion. If you're perhaps like the campaign we're currently running with President Obama, he's looking very much to collect donations, as most politicians are, at least in the United States, with the political race heating up. So he would select the joint advocacy, not actually President Obama, but his marketing team. But an apparel type offer, where you're offering an immediate type discount, maybe 10% off, you would simply hit the immediate discount button. So all this is very straightforward, very user-friendly, and we've done our utmost best to make this as easy as setup process as possibly could be for any type of small to medium-sized business, regardless of any previous type of knowledge you might have in the marketing space. So the next portion, tell us about your business. So many people often think this is the selection of which demographic you're looking to target, when in hindsight, what you're really looking to select is the actual vertical your company falls into. And so because I am a daily deals site, I'm going to be selecting the daily deals category. And so Arun previously had mentioned that we develop pricing and volume estimates and dates of completion estimates, how long these campaigns will be running. That's all based on 5+ years of historical data that we've collected as a company, running campaigns in all of these verticals, whether it be the work we've done with Obama in the advocacy space, the work we've done with Tommy Hilfiger in the apparel space, Huggies and Kimberly-Clark in the baby space, or Estee Lauder in the beauty and fitness space. Daily Deals, for example, Groupon and Living Social. So we're going to look at the metrics from those previous campaigns which we've run with them, see where they saw the best performance, and based on the fact that you have a similar type of advertisement, we're going to place you on app placements, which also generated the same type of advertisers, that great quality. So inputting all of these different data points, such as the total campaign budget, the target country, what your offer type is, and then finally the vertical your company is in, is pinging our system and all of our historical data to then spit out best bet pricing. And so what you'll see here is 3 different figures: an estimated total volume, an estimated cost per sign-up, and an estimated time to completion. So the estimated cost per sign-up is going to be a blended rate, meaning some apps that we place you on might require perhaps a 24-cent cost per lead, or 24 cents per every sign-up. Some applications might require 50 cents. But if we have a max cost per sign-up under the 50-cent mark, then we wouldn't be able to get your placements on apps that require perhaps maybe a 50-cent cost per lead rate. So max cost per sign-up, very simple. It's what you are willing, the most you are willing to pay for any given sign-up. So as I said before, because this is a blended rate, you'll be getting sign-ups across the board, never for more than what you set the actual maximum cost per sign-up to be. So I know for a fact that never am I willing to pay more than 50 cents for an actual sign-up. So I'm going to set that as my maximum cost per sign-up. Next portion are the sign-up fields. So with my Daily Deal campaign and my Daily Deal website, which by the way doesn't exist, I am just using it for an example. But for my Daily Deal website, the only information I require from my users or that I need to get valid subscribers is first, last name, email address, and their postal code. So I make the selections, email address, first name and last name, as well as postal code. I hit update, and I continue on through the process. You see there's also options to collect other data points such as phone number, date of birth, child birth date or due date. This is a field very interesting that Kimberly-Clark and Huggies uses to collect from parents of their child's birth date or due date, and then on some great remarketing strategies that they have, they then send the expecting mother updates on pregnancy tips, discounts and coupons and offers on diapers and things of that nature. Really just showing the whole power and possibilities of what you can do with an actual email sign up. So what you'll notice is, let's say I needed to collect the individual's phone number, their date of birth, even their child's birth date, as well as their gender. The more data points you look to select, the higher the cost per lead is going to be. So I hit update here, and as you can see, my cost per sign-up literally just about doubled, and my estimated total volume was cut in half. So depending on what type of offer you're looking to run, what type of fields you're looking to collect for that offer, that's going to determine what kind of cost per lead rate your campaign will yield. So I'm going to go back and unselect the phone number, date of birth, child birth date or due date, as well as gender, because I don't need those fields. Hit update, and what you'll see is that it goes back to the original pricing. We also offer the option, for instance, if you're only looking to perhaps start this campaign off on a very small scale and you want to perhaps do maybe only 10 signups a day or 100 signups a day, you certainly have the capability of doing that. The only thing that we'll do, as you'll notice in the figures above, it's going to make the campaign last longer. Obviously, if you're limiting the amount of signups that you're getting within any given day, the overall length of that campaign is going to increase. So I like to get all my leads as fast as they'll come in, because as I say, when they're hot, don't stop. So we leave it at 0, hit update, and what we've got is the complete pricing structure for my India-based daily deals campaign. I have an estimated total volume of 475 leads that I can expect to receive over a 2-week period at an estimated cost per signup of 22 cents. The max cost per signup that I am willing to pay, period, for any signup that Panoplex generates for me is 50 cents. And that is what I mentioned before in the maximum cost per signup portion. So we go on to the next portion, continue. And not to sound corny, but this is truly my favorite part of the entire platform. And this is the ability to go ahead and create your ad. And so what we'll do is first choose my mobile logo, which is simply a 70 by 70 logo. If you don't have a mobile logo, give me 1 second. If you don't have a mobile logo, what you can do is visit our AdLeads logo library, and we'll provide you with a whole plethora of different types of logos which you can use. If you have a logo that might be outside of the 70 by 70 ad parameters that we require, feel free to upload it and simply use the resize and crop tool to get it down to that 70 by 70 pixel parameters. Very cool part. I upload my logo, and voila. It starts to populate over into the iPhone preview you see on the right side of the screen, and I can start to see what my ad is going to look like. The headline of the ad. So again, the main goal of my campaign is to have people sign up for my Daily Deals site and gain more exposure in the country of India. So join Dan and save big on all his deals. And so you have total control over not only what your logo wants, what you want your logo to be, what you want your headline copy to say, what your description is, Again, the beauty of the system, you now, the advertiser, has total control over setting up a mobile campaign and getting mobile exposure, whereas Arun had mentioned before, is where you really need to be. Not the web, but on mobile devices. And with mobile devices starting to outpace the actual number of people there are on this globe, a stat that Arun didn't bring up, certainly very important to advertise on mobile devices. So besides the headline, we also want to offer the offer description. So here, I'm going to tell my users, sign up now with Dan's Daily Deals and receive the best savings on the funnest things to do all over India. So when a user sees that, a couple things. They're first going to see the logo. They're going to understand that this is a daily deal type offering. They're then going to read the verbiage associated with that. Join Dan and save big on all his deals. Sign up now with Dan's Daily Deals and receive the best savings on the funnest things to do all over India. As a user, when I pull that up and see that on my iPhone, I can make the conscientious decision to say, one, you know what? I am not interested in saving on anything at this time. In fact, I'm not in the market to purchase anything. I'm simply going to skip this ad. The beauty of it, I still got the branding by having their eyeballs still on my logo, but I don't want those people. I want the individuals that are actually saying, I am interested. I want to save big on the greatest things to do in India. Here's my information, Dan. Please feel free to contact me. That's who we deliver. That's who we get for you. And that's what we do here at Poniflex. We drive people, collect people for you to remarket to, for you to market to at a better solution at what we think than simply delivering the anonymity of clicks to a website. Product, service, and name, similar to the campaign name, something that we keep just for internal purposes. Again, not going to make or break the campaign. So product, service, and name, I'm simply going to call it Daily Deals. And to ensure that we are remaining compliant across all mobile marketing legalities and things of that nature, always want to include our privacy policy URL. If you don't have a privacy policy URL, which my website actually doesn't, we simply just use the URL of the home page. The next portion, we start creating the autoresponder email. So I'm sure all of you are familiar with websites like Amazon.com or eBay. After signing up as a member with one of those sites, you immediately get an email saying, hey, Dan, thank you so much for signing up for eBay. Click here to start bidding on great items that we think you may be interested in. We also want to do the same thing with people opting in for your offer. So as soon as they opt in, we'll be able to send out this autoresponder email you have the ability to create. It will have the look and feel as if it were coming directly from your business. However, it will be sent via our system in real time. And so what we do is craft the from address to simply say, Dan's Daily Deals. The email subject, this is what's going to be up at the top, so the email subject line. Start saving big now on all our top products. So as you know, anybody with an email inbox, you've seen many, many different types of subject lines. And you as a consumer, you know which types of subject lines draw you in and have you open those emails. Think of it as the same type of perspective when you're setting up this email. What kind of verbiage is going to get your consumers to open your email? Next portion is the call to action. So with this autoresponder email, the whole purpose is to follow up with an individual who has just showed interest in your offer by signing up through your offer on a mobile device, and now by touching base with them directly after, we're enticing them with a call to action to go ahead, visit my Daily Deals site, and start making some purchases. The whole goal with any advertising campaign, just as the advertising campaign you can run with Poniflex self-serve ad leads, is to generate new customers, generate new revenue, generate something, whether it's money, brand awareness, donations, advocacy, and that's all a call to action. So the call to action for me, since I'm a Daily Deals site, is click here now and start seeing where you can save on the best things to do in India. So, as you can see, I got a little carried away with what I wanted to say there and went over the 80-character max limit. If you do that, you simply won't be able to add any additional characters. So there are character requirements with the header and body characters in the copy. Easy way around that, we'll just make that an ampersand. And that should give us, no. Click here now and start seeing where you can next portion, the call to action URL. So because I want people to not only join my Daily Deals site, but also visit my site and hopefully make a purchase, I'm going to be directing them to my website landing page. However, because this is an India-based campaign that I'm looking to promote, I want to make sure that I'm sending them to the India portion of my landing page. So everyone opting in, because they're opting in from India, I don't want them to see my offers that I'm promoting within the United States, but I'm going to be directing them to the portion where they can see all the offers that I am offering currently within the country of India. Company name, not Kenneth J. Egan Dermatology, a close relative of mine, but instead Dan's Daily Deals. And right now we have an autoresponder, very text-based. Let's spice it up a little bit. So we're going to add a logo, 300 by 100 Daily Deal type logo, just to not only spice it up, but again, let people know that they did just sign up for a Daily Deals type email and that the email they're receiving is from Dan's Daily Deals. You also have the ability to add a content image, which would go right in between this email was sent to, as well as the call to action box. So right now, we have it set to beautiful Poniflex orange, but to ensure that this is rendering properly with the color scheme of your ad, you can choose whatever color you'd like for this autoresponder. So my Daily Deals site has a very green type of eco-friendly product sense behind it, so I selected the color green for this instance. But really another powerful thing before I go to the header text, with any kind of email marketing, any kind of autoresponder email sent out, always very important to not only include a strong call to action to visit the site, but also give the user the option to like you on Facebook, follow you on Twitter. So we can also include your social site links within the autoresponder. So the site URL, again, because this is for my India-based portion of my Dan's Daily Deals site, I'm going to be directing people to the India portion. My Facebook page, again, Dan's Daily Deals, sadly does not exist as of yet. So I don't have a Facebook URL, so let's just keep it at Facebook for now. Same thing with Twitter, but I'm sure you all understand the idea. Simply, you would plug in your Facebook fan page URL right here and your Twitter handle URL here as well. And then finally, the header text. So the header text is going to appear within the autoresponder email right in between the logo, 300 by 100 Daily Deals logo, and the call to action box. You want to make it very short, sweet, right to the point. Start saving now. And to ensure that we're remaining CAN-SPAM compliant on all these emails that we are sending out, we do require that all these emails include your company postal address. So believe it or not, my company located here in New York is on 123 Fake Street. And believe it or not, that is actually a real street in New York. And for all of you who believe me right there, shame on you. So finally, what we have is not only the campaign structure in terms of pricing, geo-targeting setup, but we also have set up what the actual advertisement is going to look like. And the beauty of this platform is you can see what it's going to look like before it even goes live. So we go to the next portion, save and continue. And because I previously run a test campaign for my father, Kenneth J. Egan Dermatology, which you may have seen before, he is actually in the red, but what you would see here as an advertiser just starting off is an empty box saying current balance 0.00, and all you would have to enter is the bare minimum if you were moving forward with that, and you then have the ability to pay via credit card or PayPal. Once you do that, the payment is submitted into our system. You simply read through our terms and conditions, check that box, and you hit launch. As soon as you hit launch, the campaign is going to go over to our review team and ensure that the campaign isn't pornographic related or gambling related in any way. And so they'll ensure that not only is your campaign set up properly and what they determine to be really best bet type of campaign copy and things like that, but they also want to ensure that it's a advertisement that we as a company would like to run on our app placements. So what we did is just created our mobile sign-up ads campaign. And every day, so if we were to launch this campaign right now, we would have it live within 24 hours. And then 24 hours after going live, you'll be able to start downloading your daily lead files. So every day, you can access our system, go to the campaigns portion, and if you had a campaign live, right here you would see your campaign name and a very simple link to select download lead files. Very simple, a .tsv Excel batch delivery that you can extract and then pull out and drop into whatever kind of email marketing follow-up database you utilize for your generic signups or any kind of email marketing that you do. The great thing about not only the platform, but Ponifex as a whole, as a company, transparency. So when you download these leads, not only are you going to see the fields you're looking to have collected from each individual, first name, last name, postal code, phone number, but you're also going to see that these are source coded by the fact that they're Ponifex leads, and on top of that, they're going to be sub-source coded by the actual application it came from. So you're going to have a total transparent overview of not only where your ad is running, but where your leads are being derived from. Something that is very difficult to get nowadays in the online or mobile marketing space. So that is the demo. Very simple, very easy to use. And what I'm going to do right now is kick it back over to our wonderful CMO, Arun.
Hey, thanks, Dan. Of course. So you could see that how the system is so easy to create ads and then run it on Android and iPhone apps where really responsive, affluent customers are nowadays. So since you have been gracious enough to attend our webinar today, we wanted to give you a special offer. If you go to adleads.com/business, that's adleads.com/business, you can get a $75 credit on your first campaign, And both Dan and myself are available at any time to answer questions as you're setting up your campaign, or once it goes live, we'll give you help in making sure that you get the biggest bang for your advertising dollars. So I'm going to just type out the URL right now into the chat box for all participants. So that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions, can you please ping me in the chat box? If not, then thank you so much again for attending today, and look forward to working with you as we in helping your business grow and get new customers. So if you have any questions, please post them in the chat box. So here's a question that we've gotten, is that how much does it typically cost for a given lead? So Dan, do you want to take that?
Sure. So how much it costs for any given lead, as you saw as we were going through the campaign planner, and I noticed that there are a couple questions in the chat box I'll get to in 1 second, but pricing, very good point. A lot of people will ask, okay, how much is the cost per lead cost? And as you can see, it all depends on what type of offer you have, what type of budget you're using, where your geo-targeting is going to be. All of the kind of data points that you had saw me enter during the demo are going to fluctuate that actual cost per sign-up. And so, Prashanta, you had sent a query a few weeks back, but no one replied back. Prashanta, if you want, please send me an email at launch@adleads.com, and I can answer your specific query at that time. Uday Kumar for...
Hey, Uday, this is Arun. So yeah, you can't, to localize it to Bandra or Andheri or Malad or whatever, in specific regions in Bombay, what I would recommend is that you state that in the creative. So we have several people do that. We have an Italian restaurant in Brighton Beach, or we have other businesses in India that target their own neighborhood. So just when you're writing the creative, the part that Dan showed, just put in a line saying Bandra residents or Khar residents or Santa Cruz residents, please, this offers for you. So
something very simple. Do you live in Mumbai? Question mark.
Exactly.
If so, sign up now.
In fact, that's a great point, because we find that many people are from. Oh, sorry, we just got another chat. Yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, so to Dan's point, to ask a question is really good, because we find that those kinds of creatives work really well. So creatives like, do you live in Bombay, or do you want daily deals, or whatever, So those kinds of things work very well.
Prashanta, thank you very much. And Rakesh, to answer your question, how many users does this cover? So as you can see when I was going through the campaign planner, based on your offer type and the geo-targeting, it'll display what the estimated total volume, based on our historical data, that we'll be able to deliver for you. So to answer your question, to give you a ballpark idea, I really can't. It depends totally on your offer type, and obviously things like budget. Certainly we have a great deal of traffic within India, and can certainly do upwards of 100 to 200 signups per day. Again, it's going to vary totally based on the offer type.
So it looks like we've covered all the questions, but if you have any further questions, or if you need any help, please feel free to email launch@adleads.com, and we'll get back to you. But in the interim, it's Thursday evening. Have a great evening and have a great weekend too. So thank you so much for...
One final question from Rakesh. Some major customers in India. So before joining the self-serve team, I worked primarily with large international brands, one of them being a great airline carrier, which you're probably all familiar with, Jet Airways. So I consider that to be a very major customer we would run campaigns with in India. We currently have daily deal campaigns going in India. In terms of major customers, we have customers all across the board. And, you know, although we might not have a Groupon or a Amazon.com type of customer right now in India, we're certainly making strides to get towards that point. And just the fact that right now we have over 300, 400 advertisers, 350 advertisers just in India, already shows the not only the interest in what we're offering and the need for what we're offering for small to medium-sized businesses in India, but also the fact that it's a platform that works. And if we were offering a platform that simply didn't work, we would only have maybe 2 or 3 advertisers live in India versus 350.
Yeah, and the thing to note is that these advertisers are across all categories. We have a non-profit, we have a travel site, we have doctors, you know, all kinds of businesses advertising using this service. So thank you very much, everybody, for participating, and we'll be sure to follow up with a recording of the event. As mentioned, if you have any questions, please email launch@adleads.com, and one of us will surely get back to you. Have a great weekend, great evening, and thank you again.
Thank you all so much. Take care.
Which one?